Hi everybody, I want to welcome you back to my channel. Like I said before, what I'm going to be working on is I'm going to make a piece that I'm going to make a curved piece. I've got this mat off of Amazon. It's for rolling baking rolls. And there goes everything on the floor. So it's flexible, it's made out of silicone, everything under the sun sticks to it. So it's been a little stinker. I'm going to clean it off with, let me get my jacket on before I make a mess on myself. And I'm going to clean the surface off. I've got my resin mix. I mixed 4 ounces. I'm using my 91% alcohol I put in this little bottle. I want it to be dust free, not having oils on it from my hands. I've mixed my colors. I'm going to be using a little bit of the Mayron Gold, which is the face paint, and I'm using Black Diamond Purple Haze. This is the bottom. And I'm using Just Resin Indigo, which has a purplish blue hue. And I've made up a cup of the I can't even read it, Color Obsessions. This jar has been the silliest thing. It has leaked around the top of it ever since I've had it. When it's just sitting on the shelf, all by itself, I have to keep something under it because it'll keep seeping out over the top, and the liquid is not anywhere near the lid. So I don't understand why it wants to keep doing that, but... And I put just a tiny pinch of Coats white in there. And I've got these, and my inspiration for my colors is this glitter. It's the Recollections, again from Michaels, and it is the prettiest color, and I've been dying to use it. So I thought about putting a little green in there, but since this is such a small piece, piece of glitter, and it doesn't want to come off of there. I mean, everything sticks to this. Once it gets on there, it's hard to get it off. But I'm going to lay my colors down. I'm going to spread them out. And then I'm going to let it sit. And I'm going to try and time it. Or, keep a close eye on it. I want it to be set enough that the colors aren't going to continue to run, but that it's still flexible for me to move. And I've already taped some soup cans together to put underneath to roll it up over. So, I've got the purple haze here. Here's the purple haze. Beautiful. Got a little bit of resin in the bottom of my mixing cup. I wanted to spread out on the bottom, but I really don't have enough to do that. They say not to wipe or scrape the sides because you can have unmixed resin on the side of your cup, but I have a tendency to do it anyway, and so far I haven't run into a problem. So we shall see, but I can't spread it all out. I don't have enough resin left. I may even end up having to make some more resin, I'm not sure. Put a line of the purple. not going to put the gold down yet. I'm just going to heat it up a little bit with my torch, but I'm going to use my heat gun to spread the colors. Pop my bubbles really quick. If you'll notice, resin wants to go where resin already has been. I'm going to have to make more resin. I really do. I don't think there's going to be enough resin for this. I really should have had some on the bottom. I used the calculator off of Just Resin, and it usually has it's making more for me than I need. But I don't know. I really didn't want the colors through the whole thing. I'm going to pause you guys while I make up some more resin. Okay, let's try this again. Got my resin mixed up. Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will go wrong, right? I want to get it spread out all back there and down here, and then my colors will move better. So much for using this board for another project, but I can still savor it somehow. Heat it up a little, get it moving. Careful not to scorch my little pad. This idea from Sue Finley. She's an amazing artist. You need to check her out, her channel. She has some really great ideas. And she has a book for beginners and pros too, if there is such a thing. Boy, it's not wanting to move across this mat. This might turn out to be quite the flop. It's okay to make mistakes. And it's not always work out the way you want them to. White over here. You should hear my birds when I'm trying to edit my videos, because they hear themselves in the video when I'm listening to it umpteen gazillion times as I'm making changes and saving it, making changes and saving it. And they just go right to town. If I go to do a voiceover, because when you talk, it's like they want to compete with you. I have to say a few words, stop for a minute, you know, to try and not have them so loud in there. Even this was certainly not too much. So I did double what Art Resin site said. But then I'm pouring thicker than usual too, so. I'm determined to fall over. Murphy's Law haunting me again today. I'm going to take this glitter. I actually think I should have made twice as much as I did. So in total I did 8 ounces. I think I should have done a lot more because I do want it thicker than it is. So this is going to be a test piece. Certainly looks like to me. Now, if you take your stirring stick and you lay it up against the edge of your cup, when this resin dries, you can pull your stick out and it'll pull all that dried resin out with it, and you can continue to use your cups. I can't find my oh jeez. Yikes. Put some of these in. I can't find my little torch. Jeez, I just had it. Okay, and I'm going to take some gold. I gotta have gold in there. Man, this is running slow today. Now, if you start off your piece with your colors when you're doing a line like this, you won't have that little blob. I just didn't want to get it all over my mat, but I guess it doesn't matter. corners have a tendency to want to come up for some reason, you know, curl up. And it's pushing my resin out of the corners. Okay, so I'm going to see you in 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. I'm going to keep it on the freezer paper because there's a lot of resin kind of sticking it to it. So I've got my cans on that side, and I've got resin on my thumb. I really should have gloves on. I still did not have enough resin in here. The corners have pulled away, every single one of them. But I'm thinking that, well, I'm hoping, not thinking. I'm hoping that, I don't want to try and keep it even. So this is going to be a dud. It's going to be a learning experience. And tomorrow, the next day, I'll try it again. And I'm gonna, let's see, I ended up using 8 ounces of resin. It was not nearly enough. So, trying to make it even. This is only the baking roll. This is not working. It was only, what was it, 10 by 12? And so I know right away I need a whole lot more resin. I have a whole lot more control of my design, the whole shebang, if I just, I'd much rather have more resin than I need than not enough. And I already had to make, that is not going to stick. I already had to make extra in the middle of the project. Well, not in the middle, at the very beginning. And I can't believe those calculations were so far off. I've never had a trouble with the art resin site as far as my calculations. Oh, come on, you little stinker, you. Okay, let's try this again. New tape. Batter tape. This paper that I've got under here is freezer paper. And I have learned that the tapes don't want to stick to it. And this is the only one I could get to stick on this side here. And this side here is doing great. The resin that ended up off the mat onto the paper is holding the mat there. quite well. Now this side's not good enough. Okay, I can see myself playing with this for a while. This is definitely a learning experience for all of us. And that's a great thing because, you know, everything doesn't always work out the way we want it to. That's the story of life. But I decided since it pulled away from, oh, come on. Since it pulled away from the sides, then maybe that'll be a good thing for the design, as long as there's enough in there that it can stand up. That was my line of thinking. So I figured I'm going to keep on with the project to the bitter end, see what happens, see what I can't do to fix what. There we go. Okay. If I can get you to stick. Stick to the other resin tape. Or not resin tape, duct tape. Okay. Alright, it's looking pretty good to me. It's a good shape. It'll stand up on its own, hopefully, because the resin did go to the edge here, but it's too thin. It's way too thin, and so I have my reservations, but we're going to let it cure. Finish curing till it gets hard, and then I'll take it out of this baking roll. Oh, you really are starting to make me cranky. Shoot, keep doing it. Come on. Right now it's sitting where I want it to. It doesn't want to stick to the silicone mold either, really. But that's a good shape, I think. And I'm going to go ahead. My next project is going to be to try it again. Because I think I have to. Till I conquer it. But anyway, so I'm going to let this sit the rest of tonight and partway through tomorrow, and then I'll take it out of the silicone mold and see what we have. I mean, no matter how it comes out, I still want to see what we have. All of us who are resin artists are learning as we go. We're learning from other magnificent artists out there that have already tried it. But this is way too thin. I know it's going to be too thin. It appears paper thin. Let's see what happens. So I'll be back in 1, 2, 3. Hi everybody. Okay, I'm back with the final result of the experiment for the sculpture. I folded it too soon because the resin continued to move, and it caused these ripples right in here. I don't know if you can see that, but I actually like how it did that. I like the wrinkles in there, and it did it on this side. And there's quite a little dip right in here, and it raises up. I really like that part of it. I went a little glitter happy, as you could see from the beginning of the video. It spread way too much, but I think by the time I got to that point, I was just doing anything and everything I could to make it look better. But it didn't cure properly. The resin didn't cure properly. It's hard here in the middle where I had my original, when I mixed my colors, I had my original resin, and I had mixed it long enough. I think why this is soft on the end, it's when I made that original, or the additional 4 ounces, and I was in a hurry and a bit frustrated by that point already at the very beginning. And I don't think I mixed it long enough. You want to be sure that you mix your resin for your 3 minutes. So it's soft on the corners. It would have been actually thick enough to stand, except that this is soft. So when it stands, eventually it just kind of tips over because it also went over the top of the mat because I bended it way too soon. And I kind of like how it did that too. You know, and the fact that it didn't go to the 4 corners would have been okay, I think, because it would have gave this, the edges, you know, it wouldn't have been, I think it would have added interest to it. And I think this would have added interest to it. But the main problem with this is that I don't think I mixed the resin long enough, and so it didn't cure properly. So that's something you want to be sure that you do, is mix your resin long enough. But I already have my success video where I did succeed at making the sculpture. So I hope you take time to look at that. I waited, I want to say I waited about 7 hours before I molded this. And in my success video, it was more closer to 12. And when I molded it, I took it out of the silicone mold, and it was a little stiff, and I heated it up a little bit with the heat gun, and it was so much easier to mold. And you could touch it without, you know, getting resin on your hands or anything. So, but this is how it came out. I learned a lot from my first attempt. I don't think even, you know, the people we consider pros always succeed on their first try. And I want to make sure that the people that are new to resin understand, don't get discouraged. Because when you make mistakes, you learn by your mistakes. And then the next time, it just gets all that much better. So just don't get discouraged when you try resin. It's a learning curve, and we learn as we go. So I want to thank everybody who joined me on this video, and all my subscribers. I am so thankful to you and the support that you have given me, and welcome to any new subscribers. And I hope you like and share and subscribe to my channel. And I've got some new pigments in that I want to show you, so that'll be my next video, and I'll let you know what my next project's going to be. So you have a wonderful day, and thank you once again. Bye now.